Now, the tax collectors and the sinners were gathering around to hear Jesus. But the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, they were muttering, "He welcomes sinners and he eats with them." And so Jesus, he told them a parable saying, "Suppose one of you had 100 sheep and lost one of them. Does he not leave the 99 in the open country and then go and search for the lost one sheep? And when he finds it, doesn't he joyfully put it on his shoulders and carry it home? And then when he gets home, he calls his neighbors and his friends together and he says, 'Rejoice with me because I have found my lost sheep.' And so I tell you, in the same way, there is more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent." Or, suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and she loses one of them. Does she not light a lamp and she searches the house carefully, sweeping it until she finds that lost coin? And then doesn't she call her friends and her neighbors together and say, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost coin"? And so I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. And so Jesus continued. There was a man who had two sons. Now the younger one, he said to his father, "Father, give me my share of the estate." And so the father, he divided his property between them. And so not long after that, the younger son, he got together all that he had and he set off to go to a distant country where he spent all his property, all his wealth on wild living. But after he'd spent everything, there was a famine in that whole country and he began to be in need. And so he hired himself out to a citizen of that country who sent him into the fields to feed the pigs. There you go. And he longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. And so when he came to his senses, he said, "How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, but here I am starving to death. I'll go back to my father and say, 'Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me one of your hired servants.'" And so he got up and he went back to his father. Now his father, while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and he was filled with compassion. He ran to his son and threw his arms around him and he kissed him. And the son said, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son." But the father said, "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Bring sandals for his feet and a ring for his finger. And kill the fatted calf and bring the fatted calf and kill it, because my son, he was dead and now he's alive again. He was lost and now he is found." And so they began to celebrate. But meanwhile, the older brother, he was in the field. And when he came near to the house, he heard the sound of music and dancing. And so he called one of the servants and said, "What is going on?" And so the servant said, "Your brother has returned, and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has him home safe and sound." And so the older brother, he became angry and he refused to go in. And so the father, he went out and he pleaded with his son. But his son replied, "All these years I have been slaving for you, and I have never once disobeyed any of your orders. Yet you have never given me a young goat to celebrate with my friends. Yet when this son of yours comes home, who has squandered your possessions with prostitutes, you kill the fatted calf for him." But the father said, "My son, you are always with me, and everything that I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours, he was dead, and now he is alive again. He was lost, and now he is found."